You're looking for the best wireless mic system for 2025 and beyond? The Rode Wireless Pro is a top contender, but is it right for you? Let's find out. Welcome to the Elev8 Project. I'm Ryan, and today we're talking about the Rode Wireless Pro. We're going to deep dive on why it's so popular and why it's been the main system, wireless mic system I've been using for the last couple of years. We'll go through some pros and cons and hopefully help you out. By the end of this video, you'll know if this is right for you. So I've been using the Rode Wireless Pro for the last couple of years now, and I'm actually using it on the Rode Interview Go, just a handheld adapter. So this has a windscreen to just help with any plosives. So I'm going to take this off so you can see how it attaches. And again, it makes it nice and easy and makes it very comfortable to use the Wireless Pro in a professional setting, especially if you're doing interviews or maybe you are just wanting to make it easier for a podcast to make it really simple. You can put this on a mic stand. Now, I'm going to go over why I really love this device. Number one is the audio quality. The audio quality has always been great for me. Now, in my room, you might hear a little bit of echo just because I don't really have any sound treatment in this particular office. But that being said, in most cases, this has been amazing every time I use it. Now, it kind of gives that broadcast feel. However, that being said, I use a lot of different mics in my shots, and one is the Shure SM7B, which is my main podcast mic. I also have a Rode NTG5, and I actually attached the Shure SM7B connected to my Rodecaster Duo. So I am in the Rode family. I love their products. They've been amazing. They've been rock solid, and the Rode Wireless Pro is no exception. Now, in my last episode, at the time of this recording, my last episode of my Elev8 Project podcast, I actually used the Rode Wireless Pro just a part of my testing and just to see how the quality was for something that is audio only. And to my surprise, it was amazing. Now, for shots like this, talking head, I typically like to use a shotgun mic. I do love using the Shure SM7B, but to mix things up, this handheld adapter does make it dynamic, makes things a little bit different. That audio quality has always been impressive, especially with the different wireless systems I've used in the past. The second reason why I love this Wireless Pro setup is that it records internally 32-bit float. And that just basically makes it almost impossible to ruin a recording. It protects it from overloading or peaking and always has that great audio. Now, that 32-bit float is only when you record, and I always record a backup, especially for professional shots. It's always embarrassing and never want to be in that situation where you've recorded and then you go back to edit and realize, oh, it's peaking, the audio doesn't sound great, and you have to ask your clients to record again. So with that backup, that 32-bit float is absolutely amazing. The cool thing as well, it's got 32 gigabytes of internal memory with like 40 hours of audio that can be saved on each of these transmitters. The third reason why I love the Rode Wireless Pro is the range and connectivity. So right now I am recording a backup, which I always suggest, especially if you're doing professional work. But even if you're doing personal projects, it's nice to know that if there is an issue with the recording, that you have a backup. Now, I do have the receiver set up to my Sony FX30, and I'm about an arm and a half length away, and it is rock solid. I can see in my meters, it's all in green, and it should sound solid. And for my professional work, now, very key thing, always monitor your audio. That being said, this can go up to, the range is up to 260 meters line of sight with 128-bit encryption. It uses the 2.4 gigahertz frequency. So this has been amazing. I've never had to be 260 meters away, but I have been in some instances 15, 20, 30 feet, changing different focal lengths of my lenses, and it has been rock solid and amazing. Now, again, the 32-bit float internal recording also helps as that backup if anything goes wrong, if you are having some transmission issues. The fourth reason why I love the RØDE Wireless Pro is just the feature-rich accessory kit that this comes with. Now, it comes with 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, and gives you all the accessories that you need to be successful. Now, for my professional work, this is great because it comes with 2 lavalier mics. It has a full featured kit. It does come with USB-C to USB-C. So if you are connecting it to, let's say, other cameras that don't have a 3.5 millimeter jack, you can set this up through the USB-C. And for pretty much any smartphone, it also comes with an iPhone adapter, the lightning cable, and any USB-C smartphone it will connect to. I've tried it with my iPhone through USB-C with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, has worked amazing. I've connected this to the Insta360 Go Ultra, also worked flawlessly, and I've been able to get better audio. And what else comes with it is windscreens. So the windscreens are amazing, especially when you are using the wireless Pro without a lavalier mic and you're putting this on your person or on your client, and they're using it with a magnetic clip, which also is included. The other cool thing is that the case is nice, it's durable. You put this in your camera bag and it's also a wireless charger. It does charge through USB-C, and it comes with all the cables, so you're all set up and you're good to go. With all those accessories, if you're gonna buy those separately, is an awesome bundle with the RØDE Wireless Pro. And the fifth reason why I love the RØDE Wireless Pro, and this is not gonna be for everyone, is the time code feature. If you're doing a multi-cam setup, so for instance, if you're doing a podcast or you are doing anything with more than one camera, so let's say you have an A shot and you got a B shot, and you can sync in post easily with timecode. Another great feature. So those are some pros that I absolutely love about the RØDE Wireless Pro that I've been using for the last couple of years, and I will be using from now until the end of the year and beyond. There are a few cons that I do want you to know about before making your purchase decision. One is the price point. It has been around for the last couple of years. The price point is still quite high compared to some of the newer competitors with newer wireless mic systems. Another con about the RØDE Wireless Pro per se is the interface is limited. On the receiver, it does have a small screen, so if you do want to make any changes or direct control right on the device, it can be a little bit frustrating, especially if you want to make adjustments on the fly. Another con about the RØDE Wireless Pro, it is a little bit bigger and bulkier than some of the competitors that have released smaller and more discreet wireless microphone setups, especially if you're going to use the transmitter right on person and being exposed on camera. It can be a little bit larger if you're looking for an ultra discreet setup. But someone like me that I use this with my clients is I typically don't use the transmitters on person. I typically will take advantage of those included lavalier mics, so the mics are completely hidden. Another con of the RØDE Wireless Pro, it is using the 2.4 gigahertz radio frequency, and even though it's got 128-bit encryption, if you are in an area where there is a lot of radio frequencies, it can occasionally, and it hasn't happened to me, could create noise or even dropped audio. And again, that's the reason why I like the backup feature, and it records in 32-bit float just for those occasions. And the last con that I have been running into, and again, it's in full control of RØDE, if you do want to make changes or features to the wireless RØDE system, you do have to use the companion software, and it can be a little bit buggy, but again, with just the little changes that I need to change, it's only once in a blue moon. However, that software can be cumbersome, And with just future updates, it is making it easier. And of course, to update the actual firmware, you do need to connect it to a computer. Overall, I've absolutely loved the RØDE Wireless Pro. Again, I've used it for the last couple of years. Today, it is my main wireless setup, and it continues to be reliable, rock solid. The one feature that I love about this and has saved me in a lot of different situations is that 32-bit float internal recording. Now, if you don't choose the RØDE Wireless Pro, do make sure that the wireless system that you get has 32-bit float. It really does make a big difference. Now, with everything else, this has been amazing. I do highly recommend this if you're doing interviews or you're doing multicam setups, tutorials. It is freeing, especially if you want to use something like the Interview Go, or because this does have a 3.5 millimeter jack, you can set this up with another shotgun mic, so you can have a lot more distance away from the camera. Works really well. So like I said, there are a few trade-offs though, because this is a little bit larger and heavier than some of the newer wireless systems that have been released by the competitors. And also just the limited direct control on the receiver can make it a little bit of a turnoff. Now, for me, this is still going to be the system that I'm going to be using for the next couple of years, or when this completely dies. It's been that rock solid. I mainly use this with lavalier mics or with this Interview Go handheld adapter. If you found value in this video, you know what to do. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you, I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one.